so I'm trying it on my phone. So let me know if you can hear me at all, and then we can start chatting. My room is so messy, and I um didn't plan ahead enough clearly, but it's all good. We're all good. So whoever is watching, how are you doing? This is a bit, well, kind of a last minute thing. I didn't really post about it. Hi, it has been way too long. I don't know when the last time I did a live stream was, but it was a while ago for sure. When I was making the thumbnail for this one, I think it was like a year ago, the last date I had a thumbnail for. Oh, thank you. I just got my hair done. Uh, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, but for anyone who watches this and doesn't know, I am engaged now. Like that's an update since last time I streamed, I think. So I'm getting married in a year. I'm trying to get my hair long and healthy for that. So this is all part of like a year-long preparation to make my hair ready for my wedding. But, thank you. I'm definitely excited. It's like all the planning stuff is starting to settle in, but so I'm getting a little overwhelmed, but all in a good way. When am I getting married? We picked June 1st of next year, and that's about all we picked. Like that's the only thing we've really planned, but we have time, so we'll uh we'll be good. There's so much to do between now and then. Yeah, June 1st seems good. I don't know why. It just seems like a good date. I'm glad Taylor's touring this year because it would be really stressful to plan a wedding around a Taylor tour because obviously I would need to go see Taylor. Will it be an Indian wedding? It'll be kind of a fusion, I think, because obviously I'm Indian, but I'm born and raised in the States. So like there's parts of the Indian wedding ceremony that are important to me, but a lot of the cultural stuff is, I don't know, it's just a way to feel closer to my family, and a lot of my family will be there. So some parts of it, I think I'll wear Indian clothing, but kind of a fusion wedding, I think. So some of the like aesthetic components, I love Indian weddings. They're really fun. I've only been to like family ones, but they've all been really fun. They're all big productions, I would say, but you know, you can make them as big as you want, as small as you want. So, it's not going to be too crazy. These days, at least where I am and like people I know, it's more traditional to do like a weekend of events. It's like Friday reception, like, oh, not reception, like a welcome reception, rehearsal dinner, then the wedding, and then people tend to do a breakfast the day after. So we'll be doing a multi-day thing, but not necessarily Indian traditional. We've moved since last time I did a live stream. So right now, Wes and I are living in my parents' house in my parents' basement, saving up for our first home. Oh, yes. Yes. I think I had just moved or something last time I did a live stream. But I'm in the bedroom of the basement. So it's actually pretty nice. It's like we have our own bathroom, little living room area, and our own bedroom. So you know, it's not too living with my parents. It's kind of a good balance where yeah, I mean, it's the best case scenario for living with your parents. I feel like my parents are amazing, but it's still living with my parents. So we're excited to move out, but it's not a bad situation in the meantime. Yeah, saving money is so good. We basically pay my mom rent. Like, we're not paying her, but we're giving her the amount that we would have been spending in rent that she's putting in a savings account for us. So that's kind of how we're doing it. So my mom's super big on like financial health, I would say, and she's really smart about it. So she's helping us. Buying a home is crazy. It's, I don't know, like like by the end of this year, I would really like to have my own home. We'll see though. Everything's like pretty expensive and um kind of discouraging, but we'll get there. And I don't know. It is what it is. We'll move into a small house and it'll be great, and we can always move into a bigger house later. Yeah, like nothing needs to be rushed. We're getting married in a year, so it doesn't, like, as much as we want to live on our own, it doesn't feel like we are in a huge rush. There's like so much else to do. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the housing market is where you are, but here it's getting better, but it was pretty intense for a while. Like, people were offering 20 to 30,000 above the asking rate, which I don't know how normal that is, but that seems like a lot. Um, yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's bad everywhere, like to some degree. I know Canada was like really a flat is at least 400K. I don't know what like the conversion rate is, but that seems I guess that sounds more expensive because like a lot of the condos, like apartment style places you can buy are 200 to 300K US dollars. And then, but I live in like one of the most expensive places in the United States for housing, I think. So, okay. I never know what the conversion rate is, to be honest. I know like the pound, like the conversion rate is because I have a lot of family in England and I order vinyl from there. But besides that, I'm not that great at conversion rates. I just know everything's expensive for like everybody, it seems like. But, you know, we'll all get through it, hopefully. I have a new job. I think I told you this. I started in January and it's been going well. Like I really like my job, so everything's good. Pound, then euro, then US dollar, then Canadian. Okay. Yeah. For a while, I understood the conversion rate for rupees, like when I went to India like 15 years ago, but it's been so long, I have no idea. So the job it's marketing and it's for a really cool company that they do a lot. They do a lot of technology stuff for trains and for space and for national security and all of this stuff that I don't fully understand, to be honest, but we have like really smart engineers who work there and they make components for like certain rocket ships or they do testing for trains. And it's all this cool sciencey technology stuff that I don't like. I'm learning. I'm still in my first like 2.5 months. So I am just posting on LinkedIn for them basically. But there's some people who work at the company that are just so clever and like they have patents and things they've invented and it's amazing. Like that I have to sign some kind of NDA. I think just a normal kind of work NDA, which is, marketing like for other marketing jobs I've had, which is don't talk about trade secrets, like the normal job NDA things. But since I'm just in marketing, I don't have any kind of security clearance or anything. Um, Definitely not that level. It'd be cool, but I just like try to translate the really smart things people are doing and make them okay for social media. So I'm still learning. It's fun. Yeah, right now I'm focused on a lot of the train related stuff. So they do track inspections, which I don't know that much about, but I know it's really important and they do a really good job with it. Um, so like for public transportation or like Amtrak, like the bigger train system in the United States, is it time consuming like the previous jobs? I mean, it's like a normal amount of time consuming. Like they're really good about if I sign off for the day and I'm like, okay, I have this thing to go to. They're like, okay, bye, have fun. We'll see you tomorrow. It's not like I'm thinking about it, consumed by it all the time, like I was for, the job I had a year ago. Yeah, the job I had a year ago, grateful for it, learned a lot, grateful to be gone as well. But it's like a good amount and like my salary is a lot better than last year. Are they paying fair? Oh yeah, they are for sure. I feel like I'm at a point where I like can like I'm a grown person, like in a career field where I can take care of myself and, you know, not struggle, I guess. So I feel really grateful for that. Yeah, I'm really glad. I'm not as like strapped for cash, which I was like a year ago, half a year ago. I left my like really the job that stressed me out all the time. I left that in August of last year. So yeah, it's like normal stressful. Like anything I'm stressed about, I'm like, okay, this is how jobs are supposed to be, I think. Like I'm stressed, there's pressure for certain projects, but I'm just in marketing. I'm not doing the like really intense national security stuff or anything. Like, do I still do freelancing? I haven't been. I was doing a little bit of it, but right when I started this new job, I was like, okay, I don't have to do freelancing anymore. I feel like I'm still open to it. Like if somebody came along, like if a record store or something that I really genuinely was passionate about came along and they were like, "Can you design a new logo for us?" I would be like, yes, absolutely, I can, because that's something that just genuinely interests me. You're kind of happy I don't do freelancing. Yeah, it was very stressful. Like, I feel like I didn't realize how stressful it was while I was in it. Yeah, I'm kind of amazed that I did like survived emotionally like 2 years ago when I was doing all of that freelancing and I was actually like streaming and like making YouTube comments, not like super regularly, but I was still like actively trying to do this stuff. And I was working. It was all really crazy. So I've enjoyed not doing freelancing and focusing on just having a job and having a life and then like doing projects just because I like them. Like I'm focused on trying to do that. Like I don't know. If somebody needs help with a website, I'll help them. Yeah, I feel like I really didn't realize how intense that was at the time. But I definitely got through it, and that is something to be proud of. Thank you. I definitely, I don't know how I did it, but I feel like that's why I got burnt out on creating content and stuff. Like, because I used to love it, and I still love it at its core, but I just got so burnt out on creating anything. Um, and I just didn't enjoy it as much because I was so burnt out from other stuff. I couldn't like have the energy for content creating that I wanted to. So I kind of amazed that I actually, because I did it somewhat regularly, and some of it was because like quarantine had just started, and I was like, I don't know what else to do with my life. But hopefully, like at this point, anything I create and do will be like because I purely enjoy it. And there won't be any like I have to get it out because I'm on a schedule or anything like that. It'll just be it'll just be fun. I was actually thinking about the lockdown or like obviously the lockdown, the reason it happened, didn't love that and that shouldn't have happened, but I don't know, there's something about not having to go anywhere that was good for my introverted self. But as an adult, I realized that I can make the decision to just be introverted and I don't have to go anywhere if I don't want to. But it's been good. Like yeah, I'm actually really excited about this podcast idea for anyone who is what else is who's watching. Basically, for my video essays that I do genuinely really enjoy doing, a big blocker for me in doing them is actually sitting down to film myself because it's time consuming. Living with my parents and my sibling means there's not a lot of quiet time in the house. So I thought about just doing it as a podcast, and I think that will be a way to get the content out there at the rate I'm actually like writing it. I don't have to just sit there and wait and then it gets stale. So many people doing podcasts and posting them on multiple platforms and getting sponsors with time. Like, I just feel like it's something I would be better suited for, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. I have some ideas for it. I'm trying to like finalize a name because that's where I struggle, I think, is coming up with a good name for a podcast or for anything. So we'll see how that goes, but I'm optimistic. I feel like I will be able to do that. Oh, thank you. I feel like people on TikTok also told me I had a good voice, and that's why they liked my content. Not the only reason, I hope, but that's one thing people said. But I don't know, maybe I'll start creating content on there. I actually have been buying vinyl again, and it's been good. Um, I think like buying vinyl without planning on posting it or talking about it or telling anyone about it was kind of important for me to do because for a while I was just going a little overboard because I was like, I can make a video about it. I can, but like, I don't know, that doesn't matter. I still can't believe you sold Honeymoon. I know. I like, it's okay. Like in retrospect, it was the right move because I needed money and am like really out of debt at this point for the most part. So that's super important to me. But yeah, one day hopefully I can buy it back. The girl I sold my red like clear vinyl to, like I do not plan on trying to get it back at all. But she like offered. She was like, "If I'm buying it now, but if you want to buy it back later." I was like, "No, no, no. Don't even worry about it." It was so sweet of her to offer though, so I just thought that was really nice. It's way more expensive now. I don't know, like vinyl is interesting. So, you know how for Record Store Day, the Taylor Swift Long Pond Studio Sessions record came out, and everyone was like anticipating it being so difficult and like trying to resell it like while they were still in line, basically, for like four times the price. But I feel like a lot of record stores I've seen still have it in stock. So I wonder. Obviously, Taylor Swift's an outlier and not a good indicator of the typical artist with access to creating records. It's kind of difficult to get the Taylor one. Yeah, I feel like it is somewhat difficult. I don't know where the record stores that so on Facebook in some of the groups I'm in, people are posting pictures of record stores that have like it looks like at least 20 or 30 in stock still. I don't know where they're located, but it sounds like there are some that have them. But usually, like my record store, whatever they don't sell in person over the weekend, they start listing it online on Monday. So I wonder if those copies will just start moving online, but I'm surprised because my record store, I think they ran out of Taylor at a certain point after I got it, but they did run out. I think most of the copies are in the US. I don't know how they decide. I know there is a difference. Like sometimes pressings are like US exclusives. I know there's been some that are like UK exclusives before, but I don't know how they decide that. You got a copy. Okay, cool. But I'm sorry it was a nightmare. It was, I hope it wasn't too expensive for you. 66. I don't know what the conversion rate is, but like from the store, I $70. Okay, so I bought it for the listed price at my record store was like $45. So that is really expensive, but just so you have the comparison, I feel like $45 is what most people, like most stores were selling it for. But I did see it online for like 200 US dollars, which is crazy. I don't know. I haven't opened it yet, but I did get it. The other two records I got were Garbage. I didn't even see which one it was. I just like saw Garbage was on the list, and I love that band, so I was like Garbage and Joan Jett. Those were the other two I got. And I was really surprised that no one else wanted them. I think a lot of people were just there for Taylor, which is cool, but your store is 55 euros. What else did you get? Did you get anything else that you were excited about? I felt like the list, there wasn't too much I was like really, really excited for, but there were a lot of really great options on there. Like there were a lot that I saw that were exciting. I don't know. Part of the fun of Record Store Day for me is going on Instagram after or whatever and seeing what else people got that's like different from what I got. Ellie Goulding, I don't know if I saw that one at my store. What records I bought recently? I haven't bought that many. So I got those three from Record Store Day. I got Daisy Jones and the Six. Like, I don't know if you've watched that show, but I loved that book. I loved the show, and I loved the music. Oh, it was Europe only. Okay. Um, yeah, there was I don't know what other exclusives for Europe and stuff there were, but I know like years back there was a Little Mix exclusive for I don't know if it was UK or Europe or whatever, but I was really jealous about it. Um, what else did I get? Well, obviously Midnights. I got a few copies of Midnights, and I haven't even opened them because I just haven't had time to play any records. Honestly, Wes has been buying more vinyl than I have, which is a change of pace, but it's nice. I like that he's into it. Some of our friends, one of Wes's really good friends from high school, is a drummer in a band, and we got one of his band's records lately. What, which ones did I get? I got. I think initially I bought all of them, but I think I sold them. I think like the green one was I think the one I was most excited about, and the lavender one. And the blue one? There was a blue one. I don't know. The Midnight's release was when I realized I was like, okay, I don't have to buy every variant. And obviously, like I feel like everyone else knows that, but I just have such a compulsive tendency that typically I've bought every variant that I could see, like for folklore. But I think I got three of the four Midnight's one, blue and lavender, the same color cover. I bought the orange one, the Starburst. I don't remember what they called it, but I bought that one because that was the signed version I was able to get. And I wanted to get that. I'm still a sucker for like all the signed stuff. I thought the clock idea was kind of cute. Like, they were selling the clock on the store, like the Taylor's merch store, and you could put up the backs of the records, I guess, have the clock around it. I thought that was kind of a cute little idea. I bought some of the merch. I got the coasters, but I ordered them with some of the tour merch, so it's not shipping until actually this weekend. It's supposed to ship. You're not that big of a Swiftie. What did you think of Midnights? I guess we could talk about that. Um, because I was watching Anthony Fantano's review of it, and he was like, "Oh, it's not that good," but just his opinion. I really don't care. I liked it, and okay, I don't. It's easy to say this now that Taylor and Joe have broken up, but there are a lot of things on Midnights that I thought were kind of a lot more like tense than I expected it to be. And I guess maybe I don't want to speculate about it, but it was so much more in the relationship ups and downs than Lover, maybe. I agree that it's a step up from Lover. Worse than Folklore and Evermore. I agree. I fully agree. But Folklore and Evermore are just so good. Like universally loved, I think, that I would be surprised if it was better. I don't know. There's some really strong moments on Midnights, but there are some moments that are not as strong. Like, listen, I love the song like Vigilante Shit. Like, I love it. It's fun. It's not one of her best songs at all, but we knew she would have to go back to her pop sound. I figured, but I think a lot of people, including me, from all of the promotional images, we just didn't like. I expected it to be a little more 70s inspired. I think a lot of people had that thought. But yeah, it was just kind of, I don't know. The first half was really strong, but I feel like I didn't like it immediately. Like when I first heard the song Lavender Haze, I was like, okay. But then the more I went back to it, the more I really liked it. And I think the first part of the album's so good. And I think Antihero is genuinely her best single that she's put out, her best lead single, anyways, of any album that she's done. Like, I think it's the most successful, I would think. I don't know for sure, but I know more people like it than any other Taylor single I've tried to show people. Yeah, it's just it's good. After like for Lover is an album I liked. It's not my favorite Taylor album, but there are better songs on Lover than me. But yeah, she chose a really good one. I feel like she tries to pick lead singles that are thematically like will thematically announce the album, but uh I don't I don't think that's always a successful choice. Snow on the Beach fiasco. Yeah. I will say that I do like that song. And the part where Lana's voice comes in, like where she has the whole verse or whatever is just so good. And it's such a good song for Lana. But I saw an interview, I think, where Lana was saying she didn't know she was the only person on it or something like that. I don't know if that's true, but I thought that was interesting. She's like, I would have put on more. I would have been I would have done more on the song if I had known. But I don't know. It's a good song for Lana's voice, though. Like the parts with Lana on it were just lovely. Lana didn't want to be featured. I, I have no idea. Lana, like obviously I love her. I don't always know what she's thinking. Snow on the Beach, I do really like it. But yeah, that's the first four songs, right? Lavender Haze, Maroon, Antihero, and Snow on the Beach. I think that's and You're on Your Own, Kid. That's such a solid first five songs on the album. And I can't remember what's immediately after that. Let me pull up Spotify so I can see the actual order. Oh, yeah. So the first five tracks are so solid to me. But yeah, Midnight Rain so Midnight Rain, Question, and Vigilante Shit are to me not as strong. And then Bejeweled is great. I just don't think, I mean, it's good. I like it, but it just, to me, that first five songs is so strong. And then it like tapers off a bit. And then Bejeweled is also a really, really good one. And then coming back into Karma. I don't know about Labyrinth. Like, I don't think it's a bad song, but it absolutely did not resonate with me as much as the other songs on this album. But then I think like Karma and Mastermind are so good. Like, I love those songs. But yeah, Sweet Nothing is nice, but it just doesn't do it for me, I think. Like it was nice to listen to the first time, but I find myself skipping it. Not because it's bad, but because I don't know, like I want to listen to a song that just like does more for me, I guess. Labyrinth, I don't know what it is that makes me not revisit it. I don't know. Maybe it's a little repetitive at times. Sweet Nothing's cute, but especially when we had all those great songs in Folklore and Evermore. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like it's hard to put those up against almost any of the songs on Folklore that are slower or Evermore songs that are slower. But yeah, I mean, Labyrinth's all right. Sweet Nothing's all right, but Bejeweled, Karma, and Mastermind are so good. And I really did like the extended version, like the 3 a.m. version, I think they called it. We know she can do better. Yeah. But I think she did better on the 3 a.m. version. Like those bonus tracks I think are excellent for the most part. But this time it was the up-tempo songs that were amazing. Yeah, I mean I agree with that. Like I liked You're on Your Own, Kid. I don't know how you felt about it, but I like that one a lot because although it was little it's not necessarily a slow song, but it was more 3 a.m. thing. I was overwhelmed by it, and I feel like I didn't really absorb those songs when I first listened because I was like, I can't, like, I don't know. I was so surprised too. I was happy though. I really like how many of the songs are there? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. I think four or five of them I really, really like, and the other ones are just I don't know. Dear Reader to me was one that just didn't resonate with me that much. I know it's like lyrically good. I know it's good, but it just wasn't. It didn't grip me. And Glitch was just kind of Glitch, the production of like I know people love it and maybe I am wrong and I need to give it another chance. But there's something about it that just doesn't click with me. But the other ones on that 3 a.m. side, I just adore all of them so much. I think I've listened to Dear Reader, Glitch, and Paris like 3 times. Same, except I like Paris. But Glitch and Dear Reader just didn't do it for me. Dear Reader, when I hear that phrase, I think of Jane Eyre. I don't know if you've read Jane Eyre, but when I was younger, it was like my favorite book. And I don't know, I sort of expected a Jane Eyre reference, which was maybe silly on my part, but I expected it to be a little bit different. But that's just me. But like on the flip side, we might have those songs that I don't care about as much, but we have some amazing, amazing like lyrical moments, like on Would've, Could've, Should've. I don't know how you feel about that song, but I love it. And there are some moments on it, like the bridge, where I was just like stunned by the lyrics that she wrote. They were just so good. I don't know. I really like her anger as an adult. I don't know if that makes sense, but like I'm just a few years younger than her and it's a different kind of anger when you're older and looking back at shitty relationships or bad things that happened to you and you're still angry, but it's a different kind of anger and I felt that. Bigger Than the Whole Sky, I love it. And the reason I haven't listened to it as much is because it's very sad. It's not because I don't like it. It's because it's very heavy. But how beautiful, like, is that song? That's gorgeous. I really, really like that one too. And I don't know. It was just a surprise, I think, to have all of these songs and them all being really good. The Great War is one that I really liked. Um, I liked High Infidelity as well. But I think The Great War, Paris and Would've, Could've, Should've are the ones where I was like, I don't know. Bigger Than the Whole Sky is just a little too sad for me to listen to casually, I think. There are some songs like that where I just can't. You have the same problem with Marjorie. Yeah, I can't. Marjorie is hard for me to listen to. It's beautiful. And like, there's something about the production choice of like working in her grandmother's vocals into that song that just make me cry when I hear it. And just I don't know, it's just a beautiful song. Marjorie is what Soon You'll Get Better tried to be. Yeah. I liked Soon You'll Get Better, but it didn't pack as much of a punch for me. Marjorie was like just devastatingly beautiful. And maybe it was just like where she was, like the album it's on, like where she was in her songwriting journey when she wrote it. It was just a different kind of like lyrical experience, but it was so good. I don't know. It just so perfectly encapsulates like a relationship with a grandparent or like a relative like that. And wow. Any news on her mother's health? I don't know, but her mom has been at some of the concerts, I think. So that's a good sign, I would say. I have not seen anything about Taylor doing meet and greets of this show, which I kind of expected because of COVID and her mother's health. Like that's what I was thinking is she wouldn't risk her mom's health to do meet and greets, but I think I've seen pictures of her there, unless they're from other events and I'm getting them mixed up. But I think I haven't heard anything either way. And I think, at least for now, that's a good sign. I hope her mom's doing well. I know she and her mom are like best friends. I can't imagine what it's like going through all that. I'm going to the tour. Yeah, I'm going in June. So I'm going to Pittsburgh. How did I manage to get tickets? I don't know. I went like I was working at the spa that was just working at before my current job. And I had a level of agency over my like day to day there where I just set up my laptop in the break room and I was like, all right, I'm going to do my work, but I'm going to buy Taylor Swift tickets today and that's it. No one can tell me to stop doing this. But it was such a nightmare. I don't have to tell anyone it's a nightmare. It was a nightmare. And it was me, two of my friends who I got tickets for, so we're all going together. But all three of us were trying to get tickets and we were all in different queues. And I was, the thing where you can right click and click inspect for web pages so you could see what numerical position you are in line, and it would freeze and it would just sit there and it was hours and hours of just waiting. I don't know if prices kept changing. I think they did, but I didn't see that. By the time I got into the queue and actually was able to buy tickets, everything just like kept going. Like I would select tickets and then they would get sold. And so had to find another ticket. And I finally just ended up buying three tickets, like in the back kind of, but it was still like $200 a person, including fees. Like the tickets were like $100 or something. But with all the fees and the insurance and the convenience fees and all of that dumb stuff, it ended up being like, I don't know, just under $200 each for three of us. And we don't have bad views, but we're absolutely like further back towards the stage than I thought. So we'll be looking at the stage like side, like, I don't know. I can't think right now, but it's not a fully obstructed view, but we won't be able to see the entirety of the stage in front of us. We'll be able to see it all on the screens, but stadium tours should be cheaper because of the mass of people that are there. I mean, I think so. I feel like it has to change. I mean, I kind of hoped that Taylor would do something about it. And I mean, after the fact, clearly she's been able to have an influence on Ticketmaster's hopeful downfall because we all hate them. I think everyone hates Ticketmaster. But I had kind of hoped, like, during the actual sale, she could have had a little bit more pull. Because I think it was that The Cure actually had $20 tickets or something like for fans or something like that. Uh, and when they found out about extra fees, they specifically, I can't remember if they covered them or they told Ticketmaster to give partial refunds to those fans for the fees they had to pay, or I don't remember what it was, but The Cure did something. Whereas, no, I don't think Taylor's suing them. I think like all I know is Ticketmaster, like Congress was looking at them. I think Congress was like questioning them about something. I don't know the full scope, but people are looking at them. And there's hopefully going to be more of a careful eye on them as they go forward because they just have a monopoly on the ticket buying industry. I saw, was it Maggie Rogers did You Had to Buy Tickets in Person, which I thought was really interesting. And I don't know if it's a good or bad idea, truly, but I thought it was really interesting and potentially a really good thing. I don't know. I hadn't fully seen how it ended up going, but I like the idea. Yeah, she definitely isn't as big as Taylor, so it's a little easier for her to do that, but I don't know. I thought it was interesting. Hi, we're talking about the Eras tour and how Ticketmaster sucks. But I am excited to go. I think that it's going to be a great tour. I don't know. Have you seen any of the like TikTok lives? People, I keep seeing them every night of a show. Like people will post their streams from the show. So it's really cool to be able to see it. But I have been trying to avoid complete spoilers. I do want some things to be a surprise. Um, what was I just gonna say? Like, yeah, the resellers are crazy. Like the prices are so, it's like offensive to me almost. Like you should not be allowed to resell tickets for that much. And I thought Taylor kind of, I thought she had said that she was doing something with Ticketmaster to prevent people reselling tickets at exorbitant prices, but that doesn't seem to have happened. I love the vibe of Midnights for sure. If you haven't listened too much, like what do you expect the vibe to be of the album? Because Some people thought it was a little disjointed, so I'm curious to know what you think. But I loved the album. We were talking about it a little earlier, but it's like a really solid album. The beginning is really, really solid. What am I wearing to the Eras tour? I don't know yet. I have no idea. I'm trying to decide. Me and my two friends that are going, we were trying to think if we could do a costume that like matched in some way, something that'd be clever, but we haven't come up with an idea yet. So I think we're just going to dress up inspired by our favorite album. A fall vibe, a chill. Yeah, I can kind of see that. I think that's kind of, at least certain parts of the album are a little bit like that. It's more poppy, like synthy poppy than I expected. I think we should all dress up as a different era. See, here's my dilemma. Obviously, Reputation's my favorite era, but I don't want to just dress up as Reputation all the time forever. Like maybe I want to do something different. So I'm trying to decide, and I don't know. I don't know yet. But I did design some like tour merch because I didn't like any of the merch that she is selling. So I might make some of that, like just for me and my friends, not to like sell or anything, but I might do some of that. But I don't know. I'll post it on Instagram or send it to you so you can see what I'm saying. But uh yeah, the tour merch I thought was kind of boring, but a few different like sweater ideas I made. I'll post them on my story after this so you can see. But I thought of one that there's a sweater she has, I think it's dark blue, and it says Taylor Swift The Eras Tour. And I had a few ideas for that, making it better. Like a black sweater with embroidered, like where each letter is a different color. And then I was trying to think of like, I love the skyline designs they did for the Reputation tour, where each skyline of each city she was at had the snake running through it. And those were the tour posters for each city. Um, so I was trying to think of ways to incorporate that. So I'll post what I came up with and you can tell me what you think. Same page when it comes to design. Yeah, I was disappointed with her tour merch. I don't think I'm gonna even bother trying to get any. It's so hard to get, it sounds like people who have been to the shows are saying the merch lines are just crazy long and people are just buying a lot of it and reselling it online. And it's sad. I feel like people who go should be able to get the shirts and sweatshirts that they want. Like I always love getting tour merch because I just like having a something to commemorate the show. But overall, I'd say Taylor has some of the best merch usually. She does have some really good ones, but she also has some that I look at. I'm like, girl, what? Like some of the was it red? Like Taylor's version merch. I was like, girl, like this is at least the effort's there. I will say that. Like the idea is there. I just like some of those camping mugs for the folklore and Evermore era were just great ideas, but they were so small and like so many issues with the text like being warped and stuff. But the ideas are really good and they're creative and they're interesting. And I do like how these days, especially, she's putting out more merch that's not like obvious merch, if that makes sense. Like the cardigan. I love merch like that. I I'm 30. I don't want to wear, like you said, just a picture of her with like some text on it. Like I love Ariana Grande. Her merch is usually just like that. Just a picture, like the album cover or whatever. The notebook for All Too Well. Yeah, that was really cool. Like that was a creative I don't know if there's a word for it, but merch that's like within the universe, like meta, not meta. I don't know what the right word is, but that kind of merch where people who are fans will notice it. But if I wear it to work or take it to work, people aren't gonna side eye me at my like job where I work with transportation and technology and all of this important government stuff. I wear my cardigan to work sometimes. It works. I like when merch is more of an insider thing. Yeah, like an inside kind of joke or whatever, like from TV shows when you have like a t-shirt of a company in the show or something, or a band t-shirt of a fake band from a show or something like that, where it's a little more like creative. I wish I had more ideas for merch like that, but that is the kind of merch I will buy these days because I don't need more just somebody's face on a shirt. I have too many of that, way too many. But I have tried to buy like one Taylor shirt from each of her Taylor's version releases because I never had money to buy Taylor merch before Reputation, really. So I've been trying to buy it like to enjoy it now on tour. Or, oh yeah, like when for Lover, she announced the Stella McCartney collab. That's kind of the direction I thought her merch was going to go in. And I was like, that would be really cool if it was outfits like the one she wears. Like, you know, the knitted vest for Antihero or for Midnights. I feel like that'd be a cool thing. Like, I want to wear stuff like that. She should, she should have. I like the thing she did with Stella McCartney, but there were so many options there that would have been just so cool. And I'm sure she has reasons that she doesn't do them. I'm sure she knows the business side better than I do. However, from a fan, it would be very cool if she just was able to do that. I don't know. Like, I mean, the folklore cardigans, like perfect. I don't want her to do a clothing line. Yeah, I feel like Reputation, you know, the Reputation merch when they traded it like a capsule collection. I feel like that was really cool because the pictures were, I don't know, they were just cool. Like it looked like a street style thing. She would disappear like Rihanna when she finds out how much more money she could make. Rihanna's great. She has disappeared though. She's still pregnant, right? She hasn't had a baby yet. I don't know. Fenty Beauty, though, I really like Fenty Beauty. And I do not think Taylor should do a whole makeup brand. That would be too much. And just, I don't think it would do that well. But I wanted her for red, I wanted her to do a like red lipstick. I think that would have been so cool. Fenty, you're so over it. I like the products that I've gotten, but I don't know. That stuff ruined one of my favorite artists. It did? What did it ruin? I just like their lipstick a lot. The makeup I love, the celebrity makeup that I love is Selena Gomez's Rare Beauty. I own a lot of it. I love it so much, and I will always wear it. Oh, I have what else do I have? I have a setting powder from Fenty that's really good, but I don't know. But I wanted Taylor to do like a red lipstick, or she could do that for 1989, right? Like a red lipstick. For red, I thought it would have been cute if she made like coffee. I know that's like a fever dream, but celebrity makeup is really better than normal makeup. I don't know how Selena Gomez made Rare Beauty, but I feel like she treated it more like a real makeup brand that just happened to be founded by her rather than. And Fenty's really good too. I'm not saying anything against Fenty. In fact, Fenty and Rare Beauty are like the two celebrity makeup brands that I've used that I think are legitimately good, but some of them just seem so like gimmicky. Maybe an eyeliner. Oh yeah, like drawing the cat eye sharp enough to kill a man. Exactly. Like that's what I mean. That's what I want. That kind of merch where it's an inside joke with fans almost. And I don't know. I would love her to do another perfume when she does Speak Now. That would be so fun. I still have my Taylor perfumes like up there on the shelf. I still have Enchanted and Wonderstruck. I don't know how they still smell good. I was like wanting to save one of them for my wedding, but I would love it if she put out more. I loved those perfumes. When did she do perfumes? It was for Speak Now era because they were called, let me see. They weren't, I remember seeing ads for them. I don't remember when you could get them. I got them way after the fact at like Marshall's, like one of those stores where you can get stuff cheaper. And I have smaller bottles. Um, the big bottles, which I desperately, desperately wanted, had charms around them. And if I see them, I will buy them. But for now, I just have these smaller bottles. I don't know how to describe the scent. I'm so bad at describing scents when I don't have a frame of reference. Let me see if I can pull up what they're supposed to be. Wonderstruck, Taylor Swift, scent. But there's two and they're nice. Oh shoot, they're pricey. I got this in Canada. Like literally, I bought this in Canada, and that was the only thing I bought on that trip to Canada, like out of the country. My parents were like, "Really? This is what you want?" I was like, "Yeah, it is." Let's see. Product description of Wonderstruck. Enchanted Wonderstruck. Passion fruit and wild berries with a base of white musk and vanilla. I I don't know how like what they're so I don't know what it's like where you are, but like the odd like grocery store or a CVS or like a drugstore kind of a thing will always have like a little perfume section. And they always have like Taylor Swift, One Direction, Britney Spears perfumes, like all these celebrity perfumes that I don't see anywhere else. So I wonder if there's like a small production amount that's for those places, but I never see them at like actual like perfume stores or actual beauty stores. But I see them around. I don't know. I feel like they're more expensive now. Like if you look online, I would really only get them if I ran into them at the store. But I don't know. I don't know if they're like actively being made and like who owns them at this point, right? Like, I don't think I've ever smelled Britney's Midnight Fantasy perfume, but I see a ton of her perfumes at stores. I just have never tried them. Maybe I'll try that one next time I'm looking for a new perfume. I've always wanted to try the One Direction one just because I think the bottle is kind of fun. But oh my gosh, that scared me. I have this air freshener that goes off every half hour and it's new and it terrified me just for a second there. Brittany does. I think Paris Hilton is also someone that has a ton of perfumes. I feel like it was such a thing like 15 years ago to have a perfume. Like the way it is to have a celebrity makeup line these days or a beauty line. Like just people just had a perfume, which seems more reasonable to me. Like that seems like a way better, I don't know, it just seems to make more sense to do that, to have like one product or one or two products than create an entire company. Doesn't seem necessary. Jessica Simpson had edible body glitter. That was weird. Why did I want that so bad at like age 12? Edible body glitter? Did I hallucinate that? No, that was real for sure. Wonder if you can still get it. Jessica Simpson, edible lotion. That's what it was. Yes. Dessert. That was the name of the brand, and you could buy edible body products, and it was just like the coolest, or so I thought. I miss that like that Y2K ridiculous, like really ridiculous time. I don't know. They were the weirdest products. I don't know anything about Jessica Simpson, actually. I like some of her songs. I was always more of an Ashley Simpson fan. I really liked her music a lot, still do, but I don't know. Yeah, desserts, Dessert Beauty. April of 2004 is when it launched. It was I'm gonna move my phone around so I can show you the font on the bottle because I think it sums it up really well. I don't know if you can even see that. Can you see it? Is it, I don't know if it's even focused. Ugh. It's such a Y2K font, this one right here. Is Ashley Simpson doing anything these days? She's married and she and her husband had a show, but I haven't watched it. I don't know what else she's up to. I think she put out some new music, but it wasn't really my thing. I loved her like autobiography in that era of Ashley Simpson. That was so good. What is she married? Well, she was married to Pete Wentz, and I was so jealous of her, of course. But she is now married to Evan Ross, who is the son of Diana Ross. So that's, I mean, imagine having Diana Ross as your stepmom. That's, or not stepmom, mother-in-law. I can't talk right now. Um, that'd be wild. Now that you said show, are you planning on watching Eurovision in 2 weeks? Oh my gosh. Okay, so Wes's friend who's getting married is getting married on the day of Eurovision, so I can't watch it when it's actually happening. But I will definitely be keeping up and watching it like the next day. So I don't know. I won't be watching it when it happens, so I might, I don't know. I'll be behind, but I will watch it. I know. I was like, will I ever get to have my Eurovision party? Because I've always wanted to host one for so many of my friends who are local to me here don't watch Eurovision and don't follow it. So I thought it'd be so fun. This year is super weak though. Yeah, I don't know what, who are you like rooting for? Who's your favorite? Because there aren't that many that have stood out to me. Was it Finland? I thought it was fun. I don't know. There was nothing that was like you'd come to my Eurovision party. I like have so many ideas. I've just never been able to do them. I was like, everyone can pick a country, they can bring food from that country to the party, and it would be so fun to just show people Eurovision for the first time. Did I listen to all the songs? I haven't listened to all of them. I haven't had time, honestly, because I listened to before they announced the song they were doing, I but they announced that Joker Out was the band for, is it Slovenia? And I really like the band. But their song they're putting forward for Eurovision, it's good. It's just something I'm a little bit indifferent to. I think they have better songs, but I like the band and I have been listening to them. Let me see. 2023. Oh, I like the song Ukraine is putting, Heart of Steel. I didn't know the band before, but before their song was announced, they were saying that they were going to represent Slovenia, or is it Slovenia? I feel bad if I'm saying the wrong country. My point, I found out about them when they were in the running to represent their country, and I went through their discography and I really liked it. So I've been listening to them, and so that's been cool. Ukraine sounds so American. Yeah, it kind of does. But I loved the way that that song was. Wasn't it like in a bunker or like in a train station or something? But it had such a cool performance that I just loved it. I don't know. I'm excited for that one. Because half of it, like, I don't know, I like the songs, but half of it is definitely the performance aspect too that I like to see. Eurovision has some fun moments. Yeah, Subway Station. Yeah, I just remember thinking it was a really powerful performance. Okay, semifinal. I'll watch the semifinals if I can from where I am. I don't know. Like the final is easy to watch in the States. You can just like Peacock is the streaming service that has it, and you can just watch it like you could watch anything. But I don't know how easy it is to watch the semifinals. Do I listen to Austria? I don't know. Let me try to remember what their song is. No, I don't think I did. Who the hell is Edgar? That maybe sounds familiar, but not that familiar. Yeah, Joker out is Slovenia. Can't remember if you don't have VPN. I do have a VPN. It just occurred to me that that is an option. Yeah, so I can watch it, I guess. Yeah, I have a VPN. I'll figure out how to watch it through that. And that's easier because sometimes for like it's annoying to have to pay for a million different streaming services, you know. Oh, Eurovision is doing it live on YouTube. Okay. I'll have to go through and listen to all of the people. Is Lithuania, is that person's name sounds familiar. Okay, she represented Eurovision, represented Lithuania at Eurovision before, so maybe that's why she sounds familiar. Um, a take that I think people won't like is a lot of people that I talked to were saying Sweden's song Tattoo should win, but I don't like it that much. I'm sorry if that's a wrong opinion, but I think there's much stronger ones. I don't think I watched it back then. No, I've watched past Eurovision in clips. Like I've never watched the entire show except for starting in 2000, 2001, whatever, whichever one that was. Um, but before that, I've just like watched clips here and there. So I don't know. Sweden hosts Eurovision the best. It is cool, like as a newer Eurovision watcher, to see how, I don't know, how the production is different from year to year and like what the different hosts do. So I guess this year, because it's going to be in Liverpool, because England was second and Ukraine isn't, like, I get it, they can't really host it right now. I think they are also having some elements of Ukraine in that. I think they have some Ukrainian presenters, am I right? If I ever feel like watching a whole show, watch 2016. Okay, I'll check it out. Sweden hosted. Okay, 16. Let me see. The hosts are amazing. It's such a cool thing. Like I feel like it's hard to describe to people who haven't seen it, but it's just such a big production and for it, I don't know. There's something very pure about it. I like it. I will listen to it. The winner, Ukraine won that year. This year, not one. Yeah, there really just weren't any songs that really stood out to me. I don't know. Maybe it'll be different when I see the big performance, you know? I do like Joker Out as a band. Their song that they submitted is kind of meh. But isn't the rule like you can't submit a song that you've released before? Like it has to be a new song. I don't remember the specifics, but I think it has to be new in some capacity. Cha Cha Cha. Which one's that? Let me see. I'm just gonna play it. I'm not making money off of this anyways. Let me play at least part of this. Finland. I saw a clip of it on TikTok and I liked it, but I haven't seen the whole thing. Let me see. It has to be released within 12 months. Okay. I know there was some kind of rule, but I couldn't remember what it was. Wow. Why isn't it playing? Starting September is okay to release a song. Okay. Like there's some window. Okay. I'm looking at this performance for Finland, and there's so much going on. It's hard to listen to watch this without actually having the audio. Why isn't it working? I don't know. It's awful and people love it. I saw it as like on a TikTok video of somebody's top 10 Eurovision songs for this year, and someone had it as their number one. The clip they chose in the video was very catchy, I'll say that. Um, this performance is very interesting. I'll also say that. Yeah, I don't know why it's not playing. I just got a new laptop, so I don't know. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. The singer is wearing an interesting outfit and he's doing a lot of things with his tongue that I don't like. Good for him. Um, it's a little interesting to watch. I think that's how I can say it. It is very interesting to watch this and imagine what it could sound like. I do try to say everything in a nice way. I think it's like the years of marketing and social media. I'm like, I have to be careful what I say. His haircut is, I mean, but it is just because I can't get the audio to work for some reason. It's really interesting to watch this and imagine what it sounds like. I think I could work in PR maybe, or at least like tell people how to post social media in a way that will not be offensive. Like that could be a job I have. Like you'll never do it perfectly, but I always try to say things in a way where I won't cause a crisis of some kind. Mm. I'll have to check out the 2016 one sometime. When I work from home, I usually put on something in the background. And not to say I don't pay attention at all, but it's hard for me to work in complete silence with nothing happening. So I'll try that on another time, I think. Maybe the next live stream I can do, it can be after I've seen all the Eurovision contestants for this year and you can see what I think. Yes, some people are offended by anything and it's exhausting and unnecessary. I just, I don't know. Some of the part of the reason I don't make that much content on TikTok and stuff is I start to make something, I'm like, I have this opinion to share. And then I'm like, I probably don't need to tell people like every thought that comes into my head. If I don't like something, it doesn't mean it's bad. I feel like people don't know that. Like, if you're upset by something, it doesn't mean that that thing is offensive. It just means like you don't like it. And I feel like that sounds so obvious, but I feel like a lot of people don't get that. And that's why TikTok's exhausting to me and why I'm not on there very much. The I think you know about the time where everyone got mad at me for having a tattoo of like Courtney Love's handwriting on my body. People were like, well, if you actually cared, you would get it laser removed. I was like, you think a tattoo that says live through this is so egregious? I should get it laser removed. Like, you see, people confuse freedom of speech and being offensive. I don't get why you would say anything rude. I just, like, listen, Courtney Love has her own set of problems, but I am not responsible for them. Like, I'm just not responsible for her. People are, I don't know, it's just all exhausting. Like all the Taylor Swift stuff is like I love Taylor Swift, obviously, but being a Taylor Swift fan online can get really exhausting. That's why I only go on Taylor Swift Reddit. I love her as an artist. I don't know her as a person. Like I don't even it's not that I have an opinion of her as a person. I don't know her. And it just doesn't seem necessary to have an opinion on everybody. That's just how I feel. Like it's okay to just not know how to feel about a thing or to just not have an opinion. It's fine to not have an opinion. Like this is something I was thinking about lately with the Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber stuff. Like that's a really weird reaction people had. Where my tattoo, it's the sleeve doesn't really go up, but it's right here. I can't pull up my sleeve enough. It just says live through this. That's literally it. Like the words live through this. And it was an offhand comment where I was like, listen, I love Courtney Love. I have a Courtney Love tattoo, but this is the thing she's doing wrong. And people got so mad at me. I was like, guys, it's fine. Oh, I got a new tattoo. It's a like a cat, a little ghost cat. It was a Friday the 13th tattoo. So it was like a flash sale. So it was like $30. It was fun. Do I get comments on the tattoo in real life? Not really. People like I know people how people feel about Courtney Love. The reason I got live through this as opposed to like Courtney Love's face is because I knew no matter how I would feel about Courtney Love, the album Live Through This is amazing in my life, and that's so important. And yeah, so mostly I just tell people it's from one of my favorite albums rather than positioning it as a Courtney Love tattoo. And thank you. I really like it was Friday the 13th tattoo is like you pick from a sheet that the artist designed. You're like, I want that one. You don't get to customize it, but I love it. It's one of my favorite tattoos. I have so many ideas for more, but I'm trying not to spend money, of course, to buy a house and have a wedding and all that fun stuff. But one day. All right. I think I have to wrap up and get some stuff done, but I'm so glad that I got to do this. And I'm happy that you were able to make it. We are able to chat about stuff. And I'm happy that anyone who jumped in was able to. I'm definitely trying to do that more. Yeah, Friday the 13th. So any Friday the 13th, they do that. At least in the States. I don't know if it's global, but it's a cool little tradition. I don't know. I love it. Next one's in October. I think I might try to do one a month, at least to start out with. I don't want to overpromise because obviously that's the thing I struggle with is overpromising and under delivering. I want to do maybe the opposite and um, just set expectations. But I'm planning on doing that podcast thing and I'm planning on starting that next month. So hopefully, obviously, I'll let you know when I do that. So hopefully that'll be coming soon. But thank you for hanging out. It's fun to talk about Midnight and the Eras tour. Yeah, we'll do one right after the song contest, maybe like the week after, so I have time to watch it and digest. So that'll be fun. But I'll let you know. I'll talk to you on Instagram. And thank you for watching and thank you for your support as always. It means a lot. Oh my gosh, yes, the the teenage dream one. I have it written, so making a podcast of it seems like it would be. I just have to do it. Like it won't be that hard. I just have to sit down and do it. But I will definitely work on that. But all right. Well, I am gonna go, but I hope you have a great rest of your day or night or wherever, whatever it is where you are. Um, and one day that teenage dream video essay will come to life in some way. And I hope it's good. Imagine after all of this and it's like my worst one. All right, well, have a great week and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.